How's it going, everyone? John here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you 5 tips on how you can get noticed on Mixer. Now, if you stay at the end of the video, I will give you a bonus tip as well as a quote to keep in the back of your mind when you're having one of those slow days or slow weeks or months. We all get them. It all happens to us all. Now, if you are new to the channel, I do a bunch of different type of streaming tutorials to help you guys get better at streaming, understanding how to stream and everything like that. So if that is something you're looking for, be sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button and click on the bell. That way you get notified every time I upload a video, which is every Sunday. So I have a list over here of 5 tips, including the other stuff I mentioned. So I'm going to try to get through these as quick as possible. If any of these strike your interest to where you want me to go into more detail for any of them, please let me know inside the comment section below. So the first one is going to be about streaming in general. So when you're streaming, you want to be streaming for about 3 times a week at the least and 3 hours at the least. I think the best ballpark for streaming is like anywhere between 3 to 4 times a week and about 3 to 5 hours each stream. Now, the reason why I say this is because you don't want to get tired or burnt out, especially burnt out from streaming, but you also don't want to get your energy to drop. So people will notice that when you start your stream, you're full of energy, you're ready to go, you're wanting everyone to get all hyped, and then probably about maybe 3 hours in, you're starting to lose that momentum, and people are going to see that, and then people are going to start popping off. So that's kind of like where you need to figure out where your end point will be. But 3 to 5 hours seems to be a good sweet spot, especially for those who work 40 hours a week. And you're trying to cram in that extra stuff into your everyday life. 3 hours is pretty doable. Now, the next one is social media. Social media is very important. So the reason why I say social media is important is because it's another way for your community to be able to find you in different areas, whether it's Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. Another one that's really important to have is Discord. This is where you're going to be able to hang out with your community outside of streaming. They can go and say that they're streaming and it's not breaking any rules unless you guys have a no self-promote rule. But a lot of the streamer Discords, they have the ability of doing self-promote. That's only if they put it in there, of course. So that's really important to be able to have that community outside of the streams, to be able to hang with them, get to know them, form those friendships, do community days outside of streaming, whether you guys play games online or if you guys do a meetup, if a lot of you guys are in the same state and you guys go and do like paintball or bowling in real life or something. It's just another great way of connecting, and it's really important to have. The other thing too about having your brand in different types of outlets like Twitter, Facebook, is that if you are replying to someone else's post, but you don't have your brand created for that platform, like Twitter, for example, but you have your personal account and you're signed into your personal account and you go and comment, someone's going to be like, okay, well, I'm going to go search this person up. But they're going to search that person's regular name for their personal account and not their streaming account. So they're not going to be able to find that person. So it's really important to be able to do that, to where you have your personal out there and your streaming brand or your brand in general over here. You're always going to want to make sure you're signed into the right one. And a lot of people will tell you that when you are creating your brand name, you want to go and just even if you're not going to use it, just go and grab the name so no one else can take it. So if you're never going to use Snapchat, just go and grab it anyway. That way, if you ever decide you want to use it, you can. But find the platforms that work best for you in terms of your social media outlet. If you guys have any questions about that, please let me know in the comment section below. I'm not an expert on it, but I can give you guys a little bit of insight and hopefully it helps. So the third one is kind of a big one. This could be its own separate type of discussion, and this is playing a single player game, like just one type of game, not a single player game, but you only play one game. And then there's the variety streamers. So variety streamers is going to be your slower paced for growth. And then like your single game streamers are sometimes slow depending on the game. But let me explain why they have the pros and cons for this. So if you're going to play one game, you can build a community on that one game. But let's say 6 months later, a new game comes out that you really want to play and you really want to stream. And then all of a sudden, you go and stream that game, but not the game that people followed you for, not the game that people know you for. And they're like, well, why are you playing this? I didn't follow you for this. I'm not going to watch you. I might as well unfollow. It happens. Then there's variety streamers. Variety streamers feel like there's a lot more flexibility. And in a sense, there is. But they also can fall into that same trap where people are like, well, you were playing this other game, and that's the reason why I followed you. But you don't play that game anymore, like ever. So I'm gonna leave because I don't want to watch any of these games you've been playing. And it happens. So the thing that I can say is find out what kind of streamer you want to be. Do you want to be a single game streamer or do you want to be a variety streamer? Another thing you could do is do a single game for a month and then do maybe 2 to 3 games for a month and see your metrics, see how your growth was for whichever it was. Now, what you can do is you can take that single game that you were playing for the first month and you can add it into your variety streaming pool and you can still see the metrics for it, you know? So that's going to be another thing you can try to do. Me personally, I'm a variety streamer. That's just me. I personally like that more because my community never knows what's going to happen. It could be something completely off the wall. It could be something I've been playing for the last 2 days, and they love it. So it works. Another thing you can also do is when you're trying to find out a game you want to play, look at the top 20 games inside of the directory for Mixer. And see out of those top 20 games, what is it you want to play? You don't want to necessarily play the most saturated game just because there's a lot of other people already doing it. And a lot of them are also the big Mixer partners. So it's just really difficult to kind of break the ice away from them. So if you go to another game that might have maybe 200 people watching, that's still pretty good. And just kind of see if it's a game that you want to play. Now, don't play a game that you're not really enjoying because people will see that. And we all say that in our tip videos. People are going to see that and they're just not going to stay. So make sure it is a game that you definitely enjoy, but be strategic on which one you pick. And then the next one is bringing in a positive attitude and being approachable. Now, what I mean by this is when you go into a stream, brand new, you've never been there before, and you know, you sit there for a little bit, you see how everyone's reacting, you see the chat, everyone seems like they're having a good time. That's the positive attitude. And then when you go and follow, you know, it's like hype. You know, people are super excited, or the streamer, maybe he or she dances or they sing, or they're just like super pumped that they got a new follow, and they really, really make it a big deal. Or they're just simply casual about it and they're like, oh, thanks for the follow. You know, it's nice that they show that appreciation regardless of how hyped or calm they are. Now, being professional, this is very important. Now, the reason why I say this is because if you look at a lot of the partners, they are role models. They have something that is being projected in their stream, and they are showing everyone that this is what they want it to be. This is how everyone should be reacting, and this is how their channel operates. So when you see someone who's, you know, super chill and really shows that interaction with everybody, doesn't have curse words left and right, isn't talking about all these different things and just super inappropriate or throwing out your mama jokes and stuff like that, you know, they're keeping it professional and they're making it welcoming for anybody of all ages to come by and watch. That is something that you guys want to also try to do yourself. If you wouldn't say it in front of like a teacher, is usually what people say. If you wouldn't say it in front of a teacher, don't say it at all. Or if it's something that you wouldn't say in an interview, don't say it at all. You know, there's a difference between, you know, being completely off the wall and not caring, but you also want to make sure you're following the term of service. So if you're an 18 plus stream, you know, if you're not going for partner, or if you're not trying to grow, then, you know, you probably could just do whatever you want, but, you know, you want to make sure you're, you know, paying attention to the terms of service. But you just want to try to keep it as professional as possible. And then the fifth one is webcam. This is very important as well because of the fact of, well, this might be kind of mean to say, but 99% of the time, I don't ever go to anybody who doesn't have a webcam. Simply because of the fact of I've had bad experiences with it. I don't know if they're there. I don't know if they're have their mic muted. I don't know if they're reading chat. I don't know what's going on. But with a webcam, I can see your face. I can see your reactions. I can see if you're there. I can see if you're not there. You know, it makes it easier for me as a viewer to know that, okay, this person's going to be back in a few minutes. Maybe they went to go to the bathroom, get a drink of water, whatever. But when there's no cam there and it's dead silent after 60 seconds after I go and put something in chat, yeah, I'm out. So the bonus tip. So what I would tell you guys is networking. Networking is very important. Now, what I mean by networking, of course, is, you know, going through like Mixer community through the like social media, going to different streams, hosting different streamers or like events and stuff like that. So that's really going to be beneficial. One of the things that a lot of people do is they go into a stream and they're like, hey, I'm a streamer. Come follow me, or follow for follow. Don't do that. Please don't do that. You're going to get banned real quick. It's just not the thing to do. But if you are a streamer and you go and host somebody after your stream and you bring your followers with you and they see that that number pops up of how many people are coming with you, then they get the idea that you're a streamer and they may even shout you out for rating or hosting. And, you know, it's not every time that they'll do that, but, you know, sometimes they do. And you just form those friendships and relationships with that streamer or the varieties of streamers that you go and do that for. And as you become part of their community, you guys are just kind of like bringing this continuous circle of support. And that's the good way of networking. So definitely try to do that. And when you guys only stream for 3 to 5 hours, that gives you a lot of time at the end of the day to be able to go and spend like an hour on social media or an hour in someone's stream. And if you have a bunch of streamers that you like watching at the same time, just pull them all up. Pull them all up and do like a 20-minute host for this one, 20-minute host for that one, and just kind of, you know, spread that love around to as many of them you can. I've done that in the past. I've had like 4 or 5 people open, and I'll do that. I'll do like 20 minutes at a time for hosting. I won't do it multiple times for the same person, but, you know, I'll do that for about 20 minutes, and then, you know, I'll just kind of hang out and chat and stuff like that. But I'm going to leave you guys with this quote, and do keep this in the back of your mind when you are having, you know, those bad days, or you're just wondering like why you're not growing, why you're not getting any viewers or followers or anything like that. And that is that streaming is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You do this because you enjoy it. And that is something that I've had to tell myself a lot, and it gets you through. It really does. But anyways, if you did stick around through this entire video, bravo. I got to give it to you. I could talk a lot, so if you need any more explanations on anything, please let me know in the comment section below. Again, if you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a look around. It's a bunch of videos on how to live stream, so I got many more coming. But thank you so much for all your support, guys, and I will see you in the next video.